Hey guys, May 27th, 2025. Hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day. Weather was nice. Put out my hummingbird feeder. Checked on it. 2-3 hummingbirds came to it. Thought all was good. And then the ants showed up. Probably had 10 or 15 ants. And they must get down the little hole. There's no other way in. And they get in the water, they float to the top, and they drown. And it's not what I want my hummingbirds to be munching on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a moat. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I did a video on this before, but it was half butt. I want to do this much better so that it's effective. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the top off. And as I said, there's only one way these guys can get in here because this top is sealed, it's solid. So there's no way they're getting in the top. They have to be going through the holes. And because of the way this is built, I'm going to take off this lanyard and put a couple of O-rings because we are going to be using water in our moat. And I'm going to try and seal this up as best I can. If you have a one-piece top on your hummingbird feeder, that's cool. You won't have to do this step. But let us see. Alright, that'll work. Get another one just like it. We'll put another one on the inside. Put our little plastic screwy dooey back on. Then we'll put it together, and that way, hopefully, I won't have water leaking out of the moat, reducing its functionality. So we'll tighten that back down. Alright, and that should seal that up so we don't get water coming down through here. Of course, I won't be able to go higher than here because I'm not going to seal up where this cable goes through. But that's okay. It really shouldn't take too much water to make this work. Alright. So now that we've got that done, what I'm going to use, and I'd like to use this one because this is going to cause a possible tilt issue when it's full because it's darn near as wide as the base. So I think if I use this one, it'll center the weight more centered and I can keep it from tilting or leaning if I get a little bit off center here. So there's a dimple here where they make these things, and that should be really close to the center. So I'm going to get a hole saw, cut it this way, put it on a piece of wood, and hopefully I don't crack and break this apart. So let me get that set up and we'll be right back. So after looking at the teeth on my hole saw, I didn't have a really good feeling about that. So I'm going to use this Forstner bit, and this is a 2-inch, I believe. Crying out loud. This is a 2-inch. And we're going to go very slow to see if we can get this hole in the middle and not destroy the plastic. But I'm here to tell you I don't have a real good feeling about this. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to drill a pilot hole right in the middle first. That way I'll be as close as I can possibly be. And that's that. You saw it here first. Alright, plan B, because I've only got one of those. And this is probably going to be the same result. So I may have to rethink this. And again, don't have a good feeling. But let's see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't spin this bowl around and slice my hand off. Well, one little crack. Anyway, this is the thought. You put that there, and then we're going to seal it to the top, and the ants won't be able to swim across this to get to the feeder. See, whatever I put on here, I don't want to do it more than once because I don't want to peel off that silicone. And of course I don't want it to leak, so I may have a little stainless steel bowl somewhere. Let me see if that's the case. If I do, that's probably what I'm going to do. Hang tight, sorry. Alright, so we've got our hole cut out. What we're going to do now is make a round mark following the cutout. Didn't come out half bad. And of course, this is just showing you how I do it, or how I'm going to do it, try to do it. It's only the second one I've done. The first one actually worked, but it was not pretty at all. And I thought I had a little piece of sandpaper right here ready to go, but I don't. And I'm just going to sand where the silicone is going to go to get a decent seal. And this is actually copper, but they're clear coated. So just like I said, I'm going to sand this out, clean it up. Clean that off. And the silicone I'm using is DAP 100% silicone. Once it's cured, it'll present no trouble to the birds should they decide to get a drink. A bead around the bottom, and then we're going to fit it without making a ginormous mess, hopefully. And I know you're probably thinking, as I am now, he's got the glove on the other hand. Why is he using his non-gloved hand to wipe off, form, shape the silicone? Alright. So we're going to set that on there and get it as close to center as I can. And as I said, this is 100% pure silicone, and there's no mold additive in this. So once this is cured, if the birds do decide to get a little drink, it's not going to affect them. I used a lot of different silicones in the past, and if you take your time and get it applied just nice, it's always a big success. I have a friend that breeds fish, and he actually uses this particular brand when he's resealing his fish tanks, and he's not had a problem. Alright, so we're going to work this in a little bit. We're going to let it sit and cure, and that's really all there is to it. We'll be back to see the final result. Alright y'all, so we're done. I let it dry a little longer than I anticipated, 2 days. Today's May 30th, 2025. And it seems pretty stable. It's filled with homemade nectar, 1 cup of sugar to 3 cups of water, hot water, not boiled, just hot, and stir the bejesus out of it until it's, you know, suspended, mixed, melted, whatever you'd like to call it. And yeah, we're good to go. Our little moat here is full of water, and I will guarantee this is going to work. Typically the ants came up the deck on all the woodwork, down that little thin cable, down the outside and then in through the holes, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing of the past. So if anything weird happens, I'll keep you updated. Sorry for the dogs. They're outside and they hate being outside, which is just totally amazing. But anyway, guys, Friday night, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk soon. Take care.